Have you ever been working on a project and it just doesn't seem to be working? Like nothing you do is working. It's not flowing. The ideas aren't coming to your head, whatever. I've had that happen often enough. Now, when I have a project for work, that gets done regardless. Like whether I'm inspired or not, that has to happen by its deadline. I am very adamant about that. But so many other things we do, we hustle and we stress ourselves about, no, this is the time I set aside for that. But maybe that project hasn't percolated enough yet. Maybe it's not ready yet. And I've had that happen like when I'm writing books or working on videos even. I'll have an idea and I go out to film it or I go out to sit down to write it and it doesn't flow. And it's not coming out. And so often I think that's because it's just not done simmering. It's not done working itself in me. And then usually when I let it I put it aside and I work on something else, it may be a week later, it may be a month later. And then suddenly it's like, oh, that was the missing piece. And then I sit down and I just write it all, or I do all the videos. So I think, have you ever looked at that when you're working on a project? Like I said, when it's work related, you have deadlines, you got to get things done. But what about the things that are not deadlines? What about those personal projects we're doing? Those, I think, are better to do in the time that they're ready versus forcing them. Have you ever looked at that? Do you think that is true for you, and have you tried that? I don't know how it works for other people because some people just have a hard time getting started. So for you, it may be, if you're a writer, for example, it may be that you have to write every day or else you just won't write at all. So, but can you put that one project aside and write something else until it's ready? See what I'm saying? I'm not saying just to be super lazy about things and never get things done. I'm just saying sometimes a specific project is just not done percolating, and we need to let it have time to develop. Because if we wrote it right then and there and forced it, we may find out later that there was a big key element that we didn't have in our head for that project that would have made it so much better. Just a thought I'd share.